I was very, very shy, and I had all of those insecurities that many people have. I wasn't an English major. I wasn't a Spanish major. I didn't want anybody to tell me I couldn't write in English and then go to Spanish department and they tell me I can't write in Spanish, you know, or that I can't write at all. And so I avoided any possible rejection in that sense and continued my studies and other things to broaden my horizons, to help me, to give me strength in the world and understand why I am where I am and why the world's where it's at. And so I did pursue my education. People would think when I'd say that I never studied writing, that I didn't go to school. I did keep up. And so if you read my work, or like in Massacre of the Dreamers, I discuss how the PhD came about. But it really is about, at the end of the day for me, if there was anything that I would thank the gods or wherever I was before I came to this life, I would say I'm glad that I was given a mind, and that mind has helped me survive. And more than survive, I keep, pushing forward. My mother and father worked in factories. I was born and raised in Chicago. So now where I live, I do see, and I live right in it because I'm out in the desert and I have to drive through fields, small farmers' fields of corn and squash or whatever, onions, whatever they're doing, and they bring over people, for that work. But it's been. I've lived in California for many years, so it's very familiar to me. I've worked with the things like this. I was the Chicana from Chicago. And my first novel, The Mystical Oliveters, touches a little bit on that too. So after a while, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So I always tell people, Chicana, Latina, I'm fine with either one. But it's part of a generation, a part of a time that was defining itself, which is very important. And regardless of how I may or may not label myself today, this is the impact my generation made.